Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today is a bit of a proof of concept video, and that is on a fully automatic Nether Wart farm. Now that may sound a little bit peculiar because Nether Wart are bloody difficult to automatically farm because they don't react to bone meal and they don't replant themselves, so if you did harvest them automatically, you're going to have to go all the way back up to the top and plant them yourselves, which is a boatload of effort. However, I have come up with a fairly decent concept of a way to stop yourself from doing that, and it involves sitting in a minecart that goes round and round, placing down the Nether Wart and putting something on top of your keyboard. So it's essentially like fully automatic farming the hard way. However, it's all good fun and it does work pretty well, so let's take a closer look. Now unfortunately this farm isn't like most fully automatic farms in the way that you build it, bugger off and come back to loads of items. This one actually requires the player to be present, which is a bit of a shame, but it does mean that you have to travel around in that minecart placing down the Nether Wart. Now obviously that can be done automatically by placing something on top of your keyboard or rebinding the keys. That's all fine, so you could technically walk away from your computer or go to bed and wake up to loads of Nether Wart. But the issue that I'm trying to face here is that it's not your standard AFK farm, and that may put a couple of people off. But I personally am absolutely fine with it, and this is one of the first fully automatic Nether Wart farms in the community right now. I'm gonna level with you, ladies and gentlemen. This farm is going to be incredibly difficult to show how it works, so I thought I might as well explain it. I could probably do a better job like that. However, I might include a time lapse of me using it. But essentially what happens is, the player sits down in a minecart that is travelling around the track, and he would aim himself at these pieces of soul sand, so if he was holding down right click, he would be placing down the Nether Wart. Then all that you do is press escape, options, controls, and hit this button too and rebind it to something like enter, and then place an item on top of that key and you will be constantly right clicking. Now due to the way that they have changed the controls in minecarts, you can now right click in a minecart without leaving it, and that means that essentially you can just travel on around placing down the Nether Wart, meaning that you are essentially automatically replanting it. The interesting redstone stuff is out round the back, and most of it is in the form of a 15-minute timer. Now to do this I haven't used any of the new technologies. In fact, I am going for a very old school technique, and that is using item despawn timers. So basically this dispenser will dispense out an item, it will land on this pressure plate, powering this redstone torch, meaning that it turns off. Then when the item despawns after 5 minutes, this torch will turn back on and it will dispense the item onto this pressure plate, and you repeat the process. It takes 15 minutes, and then when it gets back around, this redstone will then link back into this dispenser at the front, restarting the clock, but also pushing all of these pistons outwards. Now the reason that we've gone for 15 minutes is each time a Nether Wart grows, it's got 4 different growth stages, and they take around about 3.5 minutes each stage. So that means after 15 minutes, each one of these pieces of Nether Wart should be fully grown and ready to harvest, so you've got tons of the stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on the design that you see in front of you, quite simply because I don't feel like it's finished yet. I cannot see a reason why you would choose this over a manual farm, because you can build those to a much larger scale, and also you do get quite a lot of Nether Wart from them. However, I am going to be working on a couple of alternatives, making slightly larger versions or perhaps even more efficient versions, but I'd also like to challenge you as the community to do one for yourselves. Now I know that YouTube have removed the video responses, which is a bit of a shame, but if you do want to get in contact, then you can send me a YouTube message with the link to that video and I will be sure to check it out. But unfortunately that is all I've got time for today, folks, so if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.